Okay, this is a phone call conversation with Michael Mclaughlin at Congresswoman Susan Davis's office, April 11th at 10:28 a.m.
Congresswoman. Office of Congresswoman Susan Davis. Hi, this is Patrick Weaver. This call may or may not be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Is Michael there? Please go ahead and check. Can you hold for 1 second? Absolutely.
I'm going to fast forward.
What they do is to check in with you because now to check. This is Mike. Hi, Mike. Patrick Weaver. This call may or may not be recorded for quality assurance purposes. How was your weekend? Doing fine, thanks. How are you? I'm okay. I got my loan documents, but I needed to check in with you because now there's a bigger problem. As you know, and you've been helping me, I've been trying to get something in writing from Bank of America for the last 6 months. Well, I got my loan documents, and apparently they added more terms. What they do is whatever they take off your mortgage each month, they add on to the end of the loan. They've never disclosed this. What they're doing is taking my 6.25 fixed % interest rate and turning it into a negative amortization. Are you familiar with the negative amortization? Yeah. And then Bank of America is blaming the federal government because these are the federal government's guidelines. And Susan Davis has still not gotten back to me in writing. The government is stealing from the public, and everyone is co-signing it. And I'm not saying allegedly this time, because Bank of America has pointed the finger at the federal government. That these are your guidelines, these are your terms. All you're doing is pushing the problem down the road, and you're going to have a bigger mess on your hands. And why can't anyone help us? Right, so the way that works is that there's a balloon payment at the end, right? It's a negative amortization. Each month, whatever's taken off your payment, they tack onto the principal to your loan. Right, which is what I'm saying. So when the loan matures at the end, there will be a balloon payment. Right? Well, you could say it that way, but what you end up doing is you end up owing more for your house than when you first purchased it, is how they've set it up. Not disclosing it, not telling me up front. If they would have told me this at the very beginning, I would have walked away and asked for help somewhere else. A month or 14 months of this agony, and I've never been late. Just imagine the families that are behind on their payments and they're getting ready to be kicked out, and they get their loan documents and they're all excited, and then they read that. By the way, we're going to help you out now so you're not on the street, but down the road, guess what? You're going to owe us everything and 3 children, is what the government is asking for. Right, so basically the idea that over 25 years, 20 years, that the value of your home would increase, and so you might be able to refinance at the end. Okay. And make that payment. Not with the banks the way they are. No one's going to be able to refinance. What I'm saying is Bank of America does not communicate with its public. They do not give out fax numbers of the person working on your file. They do not give you updates of what is coming your way. When people are in that much stress and duress about losing their home and possibly have health issues, is it fair for the federal government to be dictating, and I said dictating, these guidelines to people and not tell them up front? You're telling us afterwards. It's like raping, it's like guidelines, which are guidelines, that they said they're not laws, and so then the bank can administer the Making Home Affordable program as long as they, well, see, that's the thing, though, they don't necessarily have to follow the guidelines. That's why a lot of banks have been doing proprietary modifications instead of Making Home Affordable modifications. So which is better? Why isn't, with all the education we have in this world, why isn't the word getting out to the public? Why does it feel like I'm the only one screaming, and I'm not even screaming anymore. I've given up. I know I cannot take on the federal government. But what I can tell you is I'm going to have enough tape recordings to incriminate whoever, if I have to go to court, and I don't want to go to court. I'm not healthy enough to do that. I just want something. Susan Davis won't even call me back. As I explained to you before, her staff is here to help constituents with issues like this. Okay, can I give you another question that I would like for her to answer? Why is it legal for Arnold Schwarzenegger in the situation to use steroids, allegedly, when there's 1 million people in jail for marijuana? You tell me the jail system isn't another conglomerate, big business? We've gotten very far off track. That's okay. The system is very far off track. And I want these going to Susan Davis so she can answer to her public. One more question I need for you to write to her. Why can't they hold doctors accountable? If that supercomputer they used on that Jeopardy game, if you would use that for all the prescriptions that doctors write and make them accountable, you won't have drug addicts with 6 prescriptions that they stole off the doctor's desk going to 8 pharmacies, then getting behind the wheel of the car and killing some child. And you guys sit there with your blinders on. Common sense, people, is all I'm asking for. And no one will hear it. I'm a veteran of this country, and Congresswoman Susan Davis could not give me the time of day because she's just too busy and too important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's why. I think that the way the congressional office works is that there are staff to help constituents with these issues. I've been asking you. That's how average office works. I've been asking you for weeks to have Congresswoman Susan Davis call me. So if you want to blow smoke, feel free, because it's all being taped. You can answer to the United States. I need some resolution. 1, the loan is a scam. You guys, Bank of America does not put anything out up front. They do not communicate in writing. They do not give you a phone number. Then when you get the stuff, after you're already stressed out of your mind from losing your home, then you get the bad news. Well, what you wanted was a principal reduction, right? I wanted the Making Homes Affordable that was granted by the President of the United States. But Making Homes Affordable is not a specific thing. It is a general program. I'm asking you specifically what it is. Well, you wanted that you feel like you haven't gotten. Everything. Because when you say it's a specific thing, you guys are giving out misinformation. You're misleading the public, and then you're giving them bunk loans again. I didn't offer you the loan that Bank of America offered you. You're supposed to be helping me. Bank of America says it's the federal government that is dictating these guidelines that the money has to be paid back at the end. So you tell me who is allegedly screwing who, please. If it's not the federal government, and it's not Congresswoman Susan Davis, and Bank of America is saying that these are your guidelines, who's to blame, sir? Right, so if I can't see the contract that you're talking about, I can't really speak to it. What I know is that from May to August, you have a reduced trial payment, which will cost $2,001 a month for 3 months at minimum, at which time they will evaluate you for per modification based on your performance during those 3 months. So I understand what you're saying about it. After the trial modification period, if you do not get a permanent modification, yes, you will owe whatever they dropped from the original payment. However, if you qualify for permanent modification, there are options that reduce interest rates or and how come you know all this? Why aren't I getting any of this in writing? No one explains anything to the consumer. Where did you get all this knowledge from? The Making Home Affordable. I mean, you can go to makinghomeaffordable.gov and read about how the program works. They have all the directives from the time that it was established at the end of 2009 to now. You can read all those directives. It's a lot of paper, but you can read through it. That's what okay. I don't mean to be rude, but having HIV, my eyesight is really bad. I can barely read. I'm trying to muzzle my way through this. That's why I tape. How I learned it. I just explained it. Okay. Why isn't the general public given this information? Why, when I call Bank of America, can I not get anything in writing for over 6 months begging these people? I need to know what I'm walking into. I have tape recordings from the very beginning of my transaction with Bank of America stating, if this loan only goes down a little bit, I want this canceled right now. They're operating under their own set of rules. And by Congresswoman Susan Davis not calling me back, it makes me believe that she is in bed with them. No. Well, this is going to get posted eventually, or it's going to go to court, because that woman has not done anything to lift a finger to help me. I am doing it, though. Why couldn't you tell me I was going to have my $700 that they're taking off thrown on the end of my loan? Why did I find that out now after getting loan documents? I don't get it. No, I just expect you to know it's not a given. It is the case if your loan is not made, or if the modification is not made permanent.
Just craziness. Hopefully that helps, and we will get a clear picture one of these days.